Today, I'm gonna make 1,000 betta fish. Welcome back to Aquarium Science, and this is Lewis. This is my fish tank. I'm gonna be breeding bettas in tubs today. These are the bettas that we're gonna be breeding today, okay? So we got my mustard betta and my galaxy male, and we're gonna be pairing those up with my koi females. Koi or calico. They're all really pretty fish. None of them are gonna be like the same species or variant of betta, so it's going to be kind of fun or interesting to see how the babies turn out. Watch out, my cat's coming. Hi, hot dog. Okay, so now that we're in my fish room, let's get everything set up. This is where my bettas are, and this is where we're going to put them. I decided that we're going to use this plastic container so we can actually see in there and actually see how everything's working. Okay, so let's start off by getting these prepped and ready. So I'm using the same tank water. I'm actually using half ROI water, and I know a lot of people don't have access to ROI water. You could use filtered water or just normal aged tank water. So I'm actually going to be using algae because algae has a lot of microbacteria, which will help everything start up. There's already bacteria in this water because it's aged tank water, but just because there's not going to be a filter or a substrate or anything, it's always good to have some kind of plant. Algae grows really fast. I'm also going to be putting some other just mixed matched plants because when the babies start to develop, they're going to want to hunt and eat some microfauna, tiny bugs. So that's what these plants are going to have on them. Right now, as I'm trying to get the parents to breed, I'm not going to put too many plants in here, just so then the female can't hide too much, but just giving them enough cover where they can get some separation or take a break. So that's what I do.
You have to make sure you keep your bettas separate until they get used to each other. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to keep the females in their own separated cups. I'm going to put the males into the main containers so they can start building their nests. If you add the females in too early, the male will get stressed out and think that she's a threat, and then they'll fight or attack each other, and then you might end up with some hurt or sick fish. So for now, I'm going to keep them in their own separated containers, but just so they could see each other and get used to each other.
Okay, so now that we've introduced the fish, I put the females in with the males. So now we're gonna see what happens, and I'm gonna record the whole process. So the males will flare up and show their fins, and they'll get really brightly colored, just to show the females where the nest is. And that'll encourage the female to want to breed and lay eggs. Right now, the males are still building their nests. I actually had to remove the saran wrap and replace it with bubble wrap. It wasn't really working. It wasn't creating the right surface or a good enough surface for the males to build their nests on there. So I replaced it with some more bubble wrap, which has always worked. If you ever decide to do this, always use bubble wrap if you can. But right now I'll get some footage of these guys, and I'll get some footage of those guys. I actually moved this container to this side of the room so I could get some better footage for you guys. Everything's going really well so far. There's no fin nipping, there's no chasing, and the females are really interested in the nest so far. So let me record this for you guys and let me show you both of the containers.
This process is called wrapping. So this is where the males will wrap around the female's body and help her release her eggs as he fertilizes them. This is not painful for either of the fish, but it is very tiring for them. After the male squeezes the eggs or releases them from the female, they will both pick up the eggs and place them back in the nest. This is called flaring, where the male is trying to protect his nest from the camera.
So guys, now that we have everything set up, the males are taking care of the eggs. Let's remove the females, because the females will end up eating the eggs if we leave them in here. So let's leave the males to take care of the eggs and make sure they stay in the nest. Let me get some footage of this because it's really cool. The eggs look like tiny grains of rice. But so let me take the females out. I'll update you guys in the morning once the eggs hatch, and so you get to see just the sheer quantity of babies that we're gonna have. I'm really excited. We have so many eggs.
Hey dude, you gotta pick those up. Those aren't supposed to be on the floor. They're supposed to be in your nest.
So it's just my assumption that he chased her and she jumped out. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on her. I just put her in this container because that was the first thing I grabbed. But I'm gonna go put her in her own tank now. I'm gonna dose it with some aquarium salt and some medicine just to make sure she's okay. But with betta fish, or really any kind of fish, you gotta make sure you have some kind of lid, because stuff like this will happen. And I'm just so glad that I found her in time. Always have a lid. Let's check out the results of this whole experiment. But first, let's feed this guy.
This is my pufferfish named Shrimp. He is still young, he's just a baby. He's only about a year old, and no, this is not his full size. Right now he's only about 6 to 8 inches, but he will grow massive. He can get up to 3.5 feet. So right now, this tank that he's in is only a temporary home. Soon we're gonna be moving him up to a larger heated pond. So that is gonna be a really fun adventure. While I'm doing tank maintenance, he loves to come up to my hands and my arms and just rub against them because he wants attention or pets. Very fun fact is pufferfish, specifically maboos, can see up to or over 60 feet out of their tanks. For most homes, that is across any room. So just so you know, these fish can see you, and they're very smart. So they will memorize your routines, which is really cool. He's very non-aggressive towards my other fish, except for a large school of corydoras I had at one point. I think he mistaked them for his shells or his clams. So he was chasing them around for a little while, so I removed most of them. But the ones that are still in there spend their days looking for little bugs or food hiding in the plants. But yeah.
Okay, so this is where I put the mustard/koi betta babies. I put them into this tub to have them grow out for a little bit before I could actually put them into a larger tank. And man, there's a lot. So let me get some footage of these guys, and I'll put up some roll for you.
Okay, so it's hard to see the babies because they're so small, but I'm zooming in to take in some close footage for you guys, so you could actually see what these guys look like. And I think I'll take some videos of the slightly larger babies, so then you guys can compare those. These guys are about a day old, probably 28 hours old, and they're already free swimming and starting to hunt.
These are currently my oldest batch of bettas. They're about a month and a half old, and they're already about 4 times the size of my mustard koi bettas. I'm gonna move them into a larger grow-out tank pretty soon. They're gonna be up to about sellable size in about 5 to 6 more months. They're calico/koi bettas. I hope you guys have a great night, and if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna feed y'all to my fish.